sometimes ask, why does Jesus give the Beatitudes as the whole? We're going through them these next 2 weeks, and we had one yesterday, because each one of these lines, each one of these verses, is a treasured blessing that deserves our study and our time by themselves, not just all together. We'll get to all together too, don't get me wrong. But I want to really make sure we dive into each single promise that God delivers. Right? Jesus is ministering. He's going to go into the Sermon on the Mount, the power of the church and relationship with God. This is the beginning of that talk, that time together to teach that God delivers. Right? You lead with the good news. Isn't that refreshing? Isn't that powerful to hear, yes, there's a God who also agrees that this world is not perfect, but will be made perfect. There's a God that cares about you, that sees what you're going through and is in it with you, that blesses you. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. The promise of that is a promise that Christ fulfills ultimately on the cross. Death is not the end. Just because it is the end of this life, God is already promising here in the 5th chapter of the Gospel, so early on, death is not the end. And those who are mourning losses now, God sees you. I think this is an important time where our country alone has lost 180,000 people and counting during this COVID crisis. In the world, we've lost so many. To all those who mourn, and there's quite a few people mourning right now. God hears you. God dwells with you, bringing you any semblance of peace that can come across in these hard times. There's communities of faith like us here at Living Waters that are here for you. People, clergy, but not just normal, ordinary people too, who are here to listen, to be a place of comfort for you as we can be in this COVID crisis. So I want people to hear who are mourning, and maybe it's not just mourning the loss of someone you love. I think in some degree all of us are mourning in 2020. We're mourning the loss of vacations, the loss of normalcy, the loss of opportunity, loss of jobs and income. There's a lot of mourning going on. But you are blessed. For it will not always be this way. This too shall pass. Hear this blessing. I bless you in the name of the God who hears you in your mourning and is with you. Hear this and through it passing. I bless you in the name of the God who dies for you so that we shall live forever. Death is not the end. Live knowing this truth.